If there is no God, why live? Number one, life's pretty sweet. It's fun, and we get to do a lot of things that we wouldn't be doing otherwise.
Hey, I've been tagged to explain to atheists why they should choose life, and I look forward to do it. It's a great opportunity for me to explain what's great about the world and about humanity, about being able to live at this period of time. And I'm going to tag people at the end of this that I really hope to see some very compelling videos from. Here's one of the problems with the timing of this. I've come down with kind of a case of Philanthropocitis, and so far it's only got my head. I've been sneezing and coughing and just, I mean, I've so much Kleenex all around the house. And look at what comes out of the Kleenex. These little sweethearts. Every time I do it, it sucks so bad. And it's not just that orifice, right? Like, there's one right there. And these hearts just come out everywhere. And so I worry that the Philanthropocitis will go down into my chest, where currently all there is a black orb that sucks energy from others. And I worry that if it does go into my chest, that I'll end up with something similar in my chest to what I've got in my body, with all these hearts coming out all the time, every time I sneeze, all my sinuses filled with love. It's disgusting. And I've lost all the superiority of misanthropy. So misanthropes can be better than everyone else, and they can point fingers and say who's dumb and all this stuff. And isn't that great? But I've lost all that because of this damn disease. And so let me document some other the symptoms that I'm going through for you. I've got some pictures here. And then let me explain why choose life as an atheist. So what exactly is Philanthropocitis? It's this communicable disease, and I'm worried that I'm communicating it to you right now, where everything in your life turns to love. So the other day I'm walking into my home, I look at the table where I usually keep an ashtray or some kind of container for change, and you look a little closer, and what happens to that thing? It turns into a heart. And what? The money's all still there? That's what I'm supposed to believe? Well, you should believe it, because all the money was still there. So Philanthropocitis is what happens when you love humanity so much that just everything starts turning to hearts and love, even when you are really intent upon hating things. So it happens too often when things are going well for people, and when they're on top of the world, and there's sunlight, and they've just won great successes in whatever their adventures are. But it can happen to anyone, even if they are deep in a case of misanthropocitis and they're hating the world. If they want to, they can just switch it all around. And one of the disadvantages of Philanthropocitis is that all of your stuff does end up becoming kind of cheesy. For instance, I have a pretty cool hat on in this picture, but then, pow! All of a sudden it has a heart on it because, you know, hearts just start taking over everything. And it's not just hats, certainly. Here's me with my favorite Pez dispenser. Of course, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But inside, I'm looking for a cough drop so I can get rid of all illness, and I look away for just a second, and pow, it becomes a heart. And I look, what's going on with this heart Pez dispenser? What's inside it? Oh, yeah, a heart Pez dispenser with hearts inside it. So now I have multiple layers of it. That's just distressing. But if it was just Pez, hats, and ashtrays, I'd be okay. But it's also my flower pot, right? Over here by the window where it gets a little too much sun, I suspect. But, you know, suddenly it changes. And I take the pictures just a minute after the first picture. So I have no idea how it can change so quickly. I think that the worst is in the middle of the game of Go when it happens, because you're invested in the game, you've got all your strategies laid out. I was playing colored in a 3-player game of Go, and I felt like I had a lot of good prospects for gaining a lot of territory, and I'm playing it out and playing it out, and then quickly something changes about the pieces that we're playing with. And I look inside and I say, wait, something's different here. But then I realize it's not just the cases, the containers that hold the stones are changing, but also the insides of them are changing into little hearts. And then I look back at the board, and I see that the pieces on the board are changing, and that the other people are eating some of the pieces, and everybody's having such a great time and having so much love for one another, and I can't concentrate on my game theory and all the really important things that are going on. It affects all of my behaviors. You can see even the board itself changed, so it's a real threat. You know, but my other behaviors that have changed, I often write letters to Catherine McKinnon. This one says, "Darling Catherine, hope this note finds you well. How's the back? The family? I wish you the best during these brief cold months. I know the Northeast can get cold. All my love and warm regards, keep thinking. Sincerely." But I sign it, and I'm signing it with 3 hearts. And I don't mean to. I mean to write my name, fuck censorship. But instead, it's heart after heart after heart. And that drives me crazy, right? This illness has gotten a hold of me. Alright, why choose life? Let me actually answer the question and then tag some people. But before all that, let me put a heaping pile of scorn upon anyone that doubts that you should choose life. I mean, look, let me explain this further. Everybody's had suicidal thoughts. Look who chooses life. Greg Mortenson does. His life consists of building schools brick by brick in Afghanistan and Pakistan. He lost the Nobel Peace Prize to a man that is bombing those schools, that has accidentally bombed a number of those schools. So, I mean, I'm reading his new book. I haven't gotten to all the juicy bits, but frankly, when you lose your Peace Prize to somebody that is bombing the countries that you're trying to help, well, and you still choose life, isn't that a great statement concerning life? I think it is, frankly. Oh, come on. I'm sick of this whole situation, really, regarding the Philanthropocitis. So I'm going to try and get rid of that and eradicate all hearts from my life. So let's get down to cold hard science. Choose life so you can do more science. Planet Earth is a great planet to live on. It's fascinating. It has a million things to it. This is the BBC documentary. And if you want inspiration, biology, astronomy, physics, chemistry, geometry. I'm not saying anything, but yeah, science is a reason to choose life. 2. A major reason to choose life is that we, in life, have art. And art might not be as bad as this. Sometimes it's much better. So find your own piece of art that you love. Remember, we choose how much art is in the world. So if the piece of art that you want doesn't exist yet, go out and make it. And that's the cool thing about that. So that's another reason to choose art, life, certainly. But then there's a third reason that's pretty vital that I'm trying to find around here. Here it is, lifestyles. How many different lifestyles are there? Isn't it exciting to learn more about them and then to love them? So choose life in order to love more. And part of love for many people is sex. So I would have to say, yes, choosing life for love or for sex, that's a totally legitimate approach. And now I think I will throw in a 4th reason for free. This is just a mannequin model of a marmoset. I don't have a real marmoset, or else I would get some answers from him. I would beat some answers out of him so that I could learn more about their operations. But this thing nevertheless can remind you at any time that there's a real marmothreat out there, and you could devote your life to ending that threat. So that's another definite reason to choose life. I'm going to tag Adam Lore, I'm going to tag Stardusk, and I'm going to tag the Viking Ninja. And let me tell you why I tag these people. First off, I think that anyone has a lot of potential, but I think that these 3 people need to publicly talk about why they choose life. I just think that, and I'd be interested in hearing about it. The other reason, Viking Ninja just put out a video about how he's depressed. He's racist, he's depressed, he wears a ski mask in order to make videos that he's going to only share online, like inside a home. It just seems hot and claustrophobic. I want to see him talk about that. And then, you know, like I said, I mean, everybody has tough times, and when you really choose life, I'm not joking, it makes things much, much better. So, help me beat this case of Philanthropocitis. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Bye.